Hello everybody, this is Tom, also known as Silverfin, and we are back with more Genshin Impact, and I better have voice audio this time. I'm in fact going to check right now, because I've been having a shocking amount of trouble with just voice stuff on when I've been streaming lately. Ever since I did a reset on some stuff, and ever since then I've been having some difficulties. And it looks like we're good. We are good to go. So now, let's continue with Genshin Impact. Last time, a hell of a lot happened. We got our first clue about the False Sky in a little while. I think since Sumeru is the last time the False Sky part of the plotline's been mentioned. But aside from that, we also got to see the Pyro Archon just destroy that giant abyssal core in the sky after frankly a pretty terrifying and very bleak war scene. Sadly, my stream audio cut out for that part. It wasn't recorded at all for that stream actually, because of the issue that I've now fixed. But even so, I don't think you missed much during the war sequence, because I was honestly stunned silent by a decent chunk of that, just because of how incredibly, like, it was very raw and very brutal, and it just hit really hard emotionally, and I wasn't prepared for it at all. So I went very silent for a decent part of yesterday's stream anyway, just because I couldn't process some of that straight away. And then of course the counter-attack with the Ode of Resurrection briefly applying to everyone in Natlan. Oh, it was so good.
Time to go.
It was such a fantastic. A friend of mine called it one of the top 3 acts of the game, and I'm inclined to agree with that. It's up there with the Sabzeruz Festival. It's up there with. It's up there with the battle against Scaramouche and the Raiden Shogun, and there's just so many incredible moments in these games, but I think it just has to be a top 3 at this point, because it was just genuinely incredible. I've gotten lost trying to go to the speaker's chamber, I think, because I'm just an idiot and forgot to turn on focused experience. There you go. Because we want to continue the main story today with.
Since the battle, hopefully the tribes are getting back to normal. The Flower Feather clan was hit the hardest, right? That's Chaska's tribe. Maybe we should check how everyone's doing.
Yeah, we want to head
might be able to help them out.
We want to head over to the Flower Feather tribe and begin the interlude for today, which, of course, I have no idea what this should be. I assumed up until I saw that it was an interlude yesterday that we would be just continuing with the main story, but honestly, kind of okay with there being an interlude after that giant war sequence. Now, I do have a fast travel point over here. I've done some exploring between streams. Not between yesterday and today, but more so between my streams last year and this year, and most of what I did was just exploring the map and leveling up characters here and there. I think the big one I did was there's a massive world quest in that ruined city over there. It's incredible. But that's not the point of today's stream, even though that is a really cool part of Natlan. We're going to be focusing more on the story today with whatever's going on here.
Wait, isn't that Yansa? Wonder what she's doing here.
Well, the Collective of Plenty were hit the quote-unquote least.
Coach. What's next?
So she's probably here helping out. Just take it easy before the real work begins. There are going to be some characters that don't have voices due to ongoing stuff in the real world that we can only hope gets resolved in a good way for the voice actors, because they really do make, not just this game, but any game with voice acting, they make it what they're a huge part of making it what it is. So.
Alright, I'll start by moving the boxes over.
But that's beside the point. We're going to continue with the story now.
I'll help you. These things can get pretty heavy.
Nah, I got this. These muscles aren't just for show, you know. You see that? Perfectly defined. I can lift this stuff up with one hand.
Spoken like a man who's about to throw out his back.
As long as you don't wind up too sore to move tomorrow. I don't want to hear any complaints from you.
Just prepare to be amazed. What? My back!
Damn it, I was kidding! Take him to get some rest to apply some meds. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I knew I should have trained harder.
You know,
I was just about to ask you the same thing. We didn't expect to run into you in these parts.
Oh, I called it. That is why she's here. And she is a sports coach.
What? There's nothing wrong about Paimon's current meal plan. Like today, Paimon just had some glazed meat stew, fried shrimp bean balls, sour sauce kipper, and stuffed and mashed potatoes. That's practically nothing.
For Paimon, that really is practically nothing.
Kale? Juice? Wait, isn't that your favorite drink, Traveler? If Eon-san's going to make some for free, Paimon would feel terrible if you won't get to try it.
Oh, don't throw me into it. I like kale, but not like that. Due to unforeseen circumstances, I'm short a few people.
We're also here to help. Let's go see the chief.
Chapter 5. All fires fuel the flame. Speaking of flames, we've learnt a lot about Natlan, and we still haven't seen hide nor hair of the Pyro Dragon, which would tie them with the Electro Dragon as dragons from regions we've been to that we haven't seen yet. I just want to go and get that. Okay, at least I know how to get that one. I just need to...
Time to go.
There we go, that'll do it. I just need a boost. These guys are so much fun. But you do tend to run out of steam quite quickly if you're not in an area with lots of phlogiston to refill you. But hey, that's just how it goes. I do also wish we could descend a little faster without doing the full-on dive. Because there's this, but that would completely... Oh right, yeah, because you can check this at the Y-Up thing. There we go. Now...
You're here, Eon-san. And you must be the traveler in Paimon. I've heard a lot about you. I'm sure we'll have a much better time now with your help.
I like the cut of your hat.
Cold. So cold. Duarte, are you there? I'm drowning, and there's something in the water!
They're hallucinating.
On the ground, but it almost looks like he's trying to swim.
The abyss. The abyss is coming. There are eyes in my hands, and hands in my stomach. And my stomach is full of teeth.
I'm glad we're not seeing your perspective, because that sounds horrible.
It's coming for me, too.
But we haven't been eaten. We're right here.
Monstrous beasts! How did you get in here?
As you can see, their mental state is quite poor. They went missing after the battle. We found them in the wilderness in the days that followed, but the damage had already been done.
My first guess would be abyss poisoning, but I'm not seeing any signs.
We found them unconscious in areas corrupted by abyssal tumors, lying next to their deceased comrades. My only guess is that something terrible must have happened during the battle. According to the chief of the Masters of the Nightwind, sudden exposure to a large amount of abyssal power can have mental as well as physical repercussions. We've never seen the effects this heightened before, but maybe Gasoithoth was just too powerful.
I've been wondering how you say that name.
What's that?
It's the abyssal monster that appeared in the sky not too long ago. After consulting our ancient legends, we decided to call it Gasoithoth, Reaper of the Abyss.
Oh, that giant black ball? Didn't we force it to retreat, though?
True. It poses no threat to us now. But whatever wound it inflicted on these warriors still endures. We scoured all sorts of records for a solution.
Yeah.
There was some mention of a treatment from several hundred years ago, but that knowledge is long gone.
Sounds like it's time for some tomb raiding. We can help.
You can purify abyssal power. Might as well give it a try.
I mean, that we can also do that. That's true.
It didn't work?
That must mean purifying the abyssal power within them still isn't enough. In any case, thank you for trying.
We can purge it, but we can't
what
fix
can we do
what damage is done.
Hey, don't tell me my friend is just gonna be like this forever?
Come back to me, Gogeta! Please, don't leave me like this!
We beat Gasoithoth! They survived the battle! Are we really just gonna sit back and watch them lose their minds?
Give us a minute to try and fix this. Come on.
What is it, Aeon-san?
But,
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah. We can do this. It's nice having Kazuha back on my team again. Haven't used him in a little while, but it's nice.
So dark, so cold. I want to go home.
Huh?
Can't hurt to try.
Light. Underwater. Where is it coming from?
It's working!
Is someone there? Please save me. No. No, wait. You have to leave this place. The water's too deep. You won't make it.
We will make it.
No. Please. Just leave me. Duarte.
Oh no, it's not working anymore!
It was a start. We find out who Duarte is, and then we might be in a better position to help.
My friend, is he any better? Duarte? Oh yeah, I remember. Duarte was the name of Otoko's Surian companion. Otoko almost drowned as a child, and Duarte was the one who saved him. He dove deep into the water and used all his strength to carry Otoko back to the surface. It was pretty touch and go, but both of them made it in the end.
So he's experiencing a memory from his past?
Well, you see, Duarte died 4 years ago during an Abyss invasion. He was helping evacuate injured warriors from the front lines, but fell to an ambush. He was a bit on the smaller side, but other than that, he was just your average Kukasaur. Well, hold on. What are you planning?
We'll need to impersonate him for the greater good here.
No problem. Thank you for looking out for him.
These are Kukasaurs, right? I think I'm remembering that correctly. At least they're not the watery ones that are really that would be really hard to get up here.
We're back! How are you feeling?
Duarte? How did you get here? Are you here to save me?
It's working!
You're gonna carry me out of here just like last time. Over a decade later, and you're still trying to save me. I can't believe you made it this deep underwater, but I'm so glad you found me. Once we're out of here, let's split a huge portion of blazed meat stew, just like old times. I owe you for this. We're almost at the surface. People tried to tell me you were dead, you know. As if I'd let that happen. I promised to protect you. There's no way. No way. No. Wait. I failed. I
don't think slam him hard was the right answer there.
Duarte? Wait. You're not Duarte. How did I get here? Who are you people?
But you have at least snapped out of it a little.
Otoko!
He's Kaylee. What's going on? All I remember is the battle against the Abyss, and then I was drowning. And a Saurian that looked like Duarte saved me. How did I get here? You went through all that for me? While all I did was cause trouble for everyone? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I'll be honest, I was expecting it to be a little harder than that, but it worked. Can't argue with that.
Follow the wind.
This is a lot of seeing the aftermath of the war, which is honestly a really good bit of storytelling writing. And I also don't think it would fit as part of the main chapter, so I get why it's an interlude. But I also feel like there's got to be more to it than just seeing the aftermath.
Time to go.
Because interludes always do something strange but interesting with the plot, if that makes sense.
It's coming for me. It's gonna eat me. It's no use. It'll just come back. Nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop the abyss. It will devour everyone. One day, we'll all be reunited in the pit of its stomach.
Maybe it's just Paimon, but she seems to be in even worse shape than Atoko. She can talk to
definitely
us,
is.
but nothing she says makes any sense. She also seems really afraid.
The abyss brings out the worst in people, doesn't it?
I heard you cured Atoko? I'm so relieved. Is there anything I can do to help? I think you're onto something. The mental distress does seem to be connected to pre-existing fears and anxieties. Kochita doesn't like it when people talk about her past. But the situation is urgent. So, I guess I'll be the bad guy. Ian-san, do you believe there are people in this world destined for battle? Then, what about people destined to be unfit for battle? When Kochita was little, her parents died fighting the abyss. She was only 11 or 12 at the time, and her brother, even younger still. The two saw their parents collapse in a pool of blood as flames roared and spread all around them. Kochita trained hard to become a warrior, but still found fighting abyss monsters too difficult to handle. She and her brother were left with severe trauma after the incident. Pain and fear that they could not get over no matter what.
But isn't Kochita one of the warriors who fought the abyss? Didn't you find her unconscious out on the field?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. You see, something changed within her several years ago when the abyss attacked our tribe and broke into her home. By the time the guards rushed to the scene, they found her standing there, weapon outstretched, hands trembling. Her brother huddling behind her for safety, and the abyss monster dead at her feet. She didn't even look at it, and just kept repeating the same thing over and over. You're the only family I have left. I won't let anything happen to you. She became a completely different person after that. She earned a reputation as a very capable warrior, and fought countless battles against the abyss. We all thought she overcame the trauma, and we were so happy for her. But now it seems like even if she buried it deep within herself, the fear still never left her.
How can we help her?
Quali?
Quali, what are you doing with that weapon?
Show me the monster that hurt you! I'll make it pay! I'm going to protect you this time!
Calm down, Quali. That monster is already...
I can do it!
No, let him do it. Let him cook. I think he's onto something.
I just want her to get better. She's the only family I have left.
Family? If Quali goes to battle, the abyss will devour him. I can't let that happen. I have to do something. But it's useless. No one can beat the abyss. It's a death sentence. Just like what happened to Mom and Dad.
You know that's not true.
But I'm no warrior. I'm just a coward. Still, I have to protect Quali. What should I do?
Kochita.
Fight it. One more time?
Try checking the mountains to the north. A few fled in that direction after the battle.
This seems
I
like a
dispatched a team to
dangerous
clear them
idea.
out, so most of them should be gone. But there might still be a few stragglers.
Desperate times, though.
There's no turning back. I have to face it, even if it will devour me whole.
I'm coming too! I'm not letting my sister face this alone! Not anymore!
Really thought we'd see more pushback on that one. But, okay. Let's fly. Need to get some altitude so we can actually find the remaining abyss monsters. There we go. Okay, I'm now officially out of energy. But it was enough to glide us here. There we go. I see the spot they need us to reach.
You were the ones who killed them! As a kid, I thought my parents were invincible. They were always so strong and gentle. They seemed like the most powerful people in the world. But I can still see the image of them collapsed at my feet that night. The raging fire, the smoke, the smell of blood, the sound of my brother's cries. It's all burned into my brain. They told me to run, and I could see the fear in their eyes. I've been running from my fears ever since. But why didn't my parents run? It must have been because...
You can do it!
Because of our family. When you have someone to protect, there's no backing down. No matter what.
Okay, I think she's got this.
Stay away from my brother!
Help her out!
Yeah, we can wear them down a bit.
Light of the blazing sun!
I can do this. I have to do this.
Light it up!
Time to go. The wind knows me.
I'm going in!
I don't actually know if the damage buff affects allies like this in fights, but we'll try.
Go away!
As one with wind and cloud.
Hopefully that did it.
Where are the rest? Where are they hiding? That's impossible. They were gigantic beasts crawling with eyes, ready to devour everything in sight. No. Wait. What am I saying? Abyss monsters are not actually that scary. I've defeated them before.
She's back to normal!
What's she getting there?
What just happened? That is quite embarrassing. Sorry about that. I've always envied warriors who don't get scared or feel lost. It really felt like I was getting stronger over the years. But in the end, maybe I never made any progress at all.
Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. Also that. It's important to know your limits sometimes.
Even though we're both scared of monsters, you were always the one who stepped up to protect me. But not anymore. I'm going to get stronger. From now on, we're in this together.
Is that so? Then I'll look forward to the day when you'll be all big and formidable. I finally feel like myself again. I couldn't have done it without you all. Thank you for everything. I think I'll rest here for a bit. I don't think I can make it back to the tribe just yet.
I'll keep you company. I'll fight by your side until every last monster is gone.
That's very brave of you. But you know what would make me even happier? If this whole war would end tomorrow, so you would never have to fight at all.
Well, that is what Marika's working on at least. Though the cost of it's probably gonna suck. Okay, I think I see why that's not working. I think there need to be 9 of these guys, because it looks like there's 3 spaces per for that. Sorry, this is a puzzle that I was that I've seen a few times before, and I keep coming back to it and not actually solving it. But I always end up back in the area. But that's not the point of today. Today is story day.
Atoko's all better. Did you hear?
Really?
Yes, really. It's all thanks to the Traveler and Ian-san.
I see. I was wondering why the Traveler was chosen to accompany the Pyro Archon in the final battle. But I guess he really can do the impossible.
None of what we've done has been that special. At least, not in this situation. We've certainly done the near impossible in other places, but... Also...
So all those rumors about the Traveler really are true.
Kochida's getting better, too!
I feel like they're definitely setting us up for something. There's like a... There's going to be something directly connecting to the Traveler soon.
Yeah, honestly, Paimon was at a complete loss when she saw so many sick people on the hot air balloon platform. We only found a solution this time because you kept your cool and took control of the situation. You deserve most of the credit. Whoa, you're right. That makes a lot of sense. That sounds like something Paimon could do, but would that really change anything?
Yeah. Well said.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, Paimon's almost encouraged to start drinking kale juice tomorrow. No, today. Paimon will start today. You're amazing, Ann-san. You really make Paimon feel like she can do the impossible. Maybe your true strength is giving other people strength.
Ian-san! Bad news! Okoland is out of control!
He was the most violence-prone of the 3 after what happened earlier. He mistook us for abyssal monsters the second we got close.
Time to go.
Koichi, give me a hand for a sec. Right. Koichi's not... She's not here anymore.
Oh, that one hurt.
What are you doing, Uncle Lin? Wake up!
Don't you recognize us, my boy?
The Abyss monsters are everywhere. Everywhere. They've taken over the tribe. No corner is safe. Did we lose the battle? No. It's pointless to think about that now. A warrior only has one job. Fight until the very end.
Actually, this is a very
Careful!
difficult
He's not
one.
himself!
Oh, Kotlan!
The wind knows me.
We can make this work. We just have to.
He thinks we're Abyss monsters? Hey, it's okay! We're not the bad guys!
Come on! Give me your worst! Wretched
Just gotta keep
Abyss!
pushing.
Get out of my tribe! Settle down!
Very appropriate. Nevertheless, indeed. Settle
Dad.
down.
Oh God! This is my final battle!
Please, son. You've got to stop. You can't keep going like this.
Wretched monsters! Give me my family back! Look, Uncle Lan! That's your father! He's standing right in front of you! Get out of my home! I'll never forgive you!
Damn.
Are you alright, sir?
I'm fine. Please, don't hurt my son. He's just trying to protect his home.
But what should we do now? He's different from the other two. It's like he can't hear us at all. He keeps calling us monsters. We're basically enemies to him now.
Oh, Kotlan.
Abyssal corrosion syndrome. 500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
For a second there, I thought it was going to be Dane, but wait, there was a cure. There was a cure, but it's been lost to time, and we've got a 500-year-old veteran on our
Direct
side.
contact with high concentrations of abyssal power causes irreversible mental trauma in most people. The exact presentation will vary according to trauma level. Some will suffer from superficial hallucinations and maintain the capacity to perceive the outside world. In such cases, verbal and physical interaction can be used to break through the hallucination. However, there are also those who are so far gone, entrenched in hallucinations so deep, that medical intervention is the only option. That's why we developed the Drought of Lucidity.
The draft of lucidity?
It's a kind of medicine that can dispel the psychological impact of the Abyss. The treatment comes with severe side effects, including chronic migraines for the rest of the patient's life. So, it's reserved for the worst cases. This man is a devoted warrior, one not easily swayed from battle. That is precisely why it's so difficult to pull him out of this hallucination. If you trust me to be true to my word, give him this.
Wretched monsters! Setting up an ambush! Give me your worst! It's either your end or mine! Hurry! He's awake!
Please, give him the draft. My son thinks he's alone in this world. In his mind, all his family and comrades are gone, and only enemies remain. There's nothing more painful for a warrior than losing everything you fought so hard to protect.
Monsters! What's going on? Dad? What are you doing here? My head hurts. I just had the strangest dream. I dreamt the Abyss took over the tribe.
It's all right, my boy. It was just a nightmare. Let's go home. You need a good night's sleep. But first, I want to thank you for saving my son. May I ask your name?
Just Capitano is fine.
I owe you more than words can say, Mr. Capitano. My name is Mune. You're welcome in my home anytime. Time to go, son. Can you stand?
It's a good thing you were here.
Think nothing of it. I agreed to offer you my aid, so this is merely a part of that duty. Besides, I care deeply about this land.
Right! When we were with Moika, you told us you and your soldiers defended Natlan against the Abyss 500 years ago.
That's right. My desire to protect this nation remains unchanged. When my platoon arrived in Natlan 500 years ago, like you, we were true outlanders. But as time passed, I encountered the people of this land and witnessed their desperate struggle against the Abyss. Though many of the warriors were rash and inexperienced, they were steadfast and fearless in battle, willing to do anything to protect their fellow citizens, oftentimes with complete disregard for their own survival. Just as I fought for the glory of Conria, they fought for the survival of their nation. We happened to share a common enemy, so I decided to offer my aid. We fought side by side to the very end. I traveled to many places after that, but I never forgot this land. Even now, my work in Natlan remains unfinished.
Yeah, why don't you want to use your name from back then?
It may seem difficult to understand, but the reason is really quite simple. That name carries with it the glory of my homeland and the honor of Natlan. Yet, I failed to bring my soldiers home. And I failed to help Natlan defeat the Abyss.
But that's not your fault. The Abyss is way stronger than any of us imagined.
You need not comfort me. I am no longer who I once was. Let the events of the past continue to collect dust in the annals of history. I will continue to help Natlan in my own way.
Like, with the draft of lucidity? Who knew you could make medicine? Were you a doctor before?
The drought was Guthred's invention. He was a respected military doctor, as well as my trusted second-in-command.
Is that the same
We
stray
faced a
soul
similar
that...
situation to what you witnessed today. The endless battles against the Abyss triggered delusions among the soldiers, to the point where some attempted to kill each other.
Delusion is a very
In order to
loaded
develop
word
a
here.
treatment as fast as possible, Guthred used himself as a test subject. He passed away shortly after the drought was complete. That's who he was. Unrelenting in his pursuits. No matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. In the end, he even gave himself up for a chance of success. I'm sure he would be pleased his creation aids people, even now. The Abyss has wrought enough suffering on this land. I sincerely hope this war will end soon.
That does sound familiar.
Stop worrying about other people's survival, about their losses and sacrifices. You just need to win. That must be why I've returned. For this moment. Please finish what you set out to do, Commander.
I was right. That was the one that possessed Auron.
You're more perceptive than I imagined. However, some things are better kept secret for now. We may be working together, but our goals are not entirely aligned.
What's with the secrets all of a sudden? I'm starting to think we should be more careful around you.
We
Do not
probably
mean
should.
to jeopardize the trust between us. I simply prefer to keep this to myself, because it's a personal matter. All I can tell you is this. Natlan may have survived the worst of the crisis, but the souls of this land are still not at peace. And that is why my work is not yet done.
Well, if it's personal, then we'll just have to trust you.
If you have other questions, I'm willing to answer them.
Wait, like anything? Paimon wants to know how you eat with the mask. Anything you want to ask, Traveler?
I'd actually like to ask that first. That sounds really
Natlan
interesting.
must pay the price for Mawika's use of the Ruler of Death's power. That price is death. And only Mawika's death can clear the debt. Even now that the war's over and the threat to Natlan is gone, it looks like that death is still set in stone.
It's worth asking.
In a garden cultivated by the gods, flowers and weeds grow side by side. When the weeds compete for nutrients in the soil, the gardener intervenes to inhibit their growth. I'm not one to pass judgment based on my own standard of right and wrong. But it is an undeniable fact that she is responsible for my suffering, as well as that of my people. If that explanation is too difficult to understand, allow me to show you exactly what I mean.
So that's...
The ruler of death can freely define the form of death, or grant immortality to anyone she desires. Her power is a rule in and of itself. Faced with such an overwhelming level of power, it can feel hopeless to resist. But I am of the belief that, in this world, no destiny is unchangeable, no death inevitable, and no rule unbreakable.
I feel like if we'd met you first, we'd like the
Before
Fatui a
final
lot more.
moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
And Yunzan's back.
Oh, did something happen?
Zilonen's ready for...
This is a critical time for you, Traveler. It's best not to delay, so let us end our conversation for now. Best of luck to you all. Goodbye.
So in the end, the captain still hasn't told us his real goal.
But we learnt a lot.
Kind of reminds Paimon of someone we met recently. Oh, right, the Lord of the Night!
They do have
They
similar...
just seem so tired, you know? Since they've both been alive for many centuries, do you think that's just what happens when you've been alive for too long?
Maybe it's one of those you can extend your you can stretch your life, but it's not a true extension things. You know, like with Lord of the Rings, where you still have the same amount of life, but because you're stretching it over a greater and greater stretch of time, you deteriorate even though you aren't deteriorating physically. I don't know if I'm explaining that well at all, or if anyone knows what the hell I'm talking about. That's beside the point. Let's go see what's going on here. And let's hope that Zilonen isn't... I don't want Zilonen to die here.
Rev the engines!
And I know that's what they set up to happen, but I just really hope that's not how it goes.
Sure took your sweet time!
Hiya, Hal. Good to see you
Scoundrels!
too.
How dare you keep the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahulahau, waiting! Kneel before us and apologize, or we'll...
Be punted off screen. Good work, Kaniche.
Kaniche? Kachina? Mualani? Woo! Everyone's here!
Everyone is here. And then the Smash Bros. Theme plays.
Did you miss us? I brought candy and cookies to share. Of course we missed you. Ooh, you brought Source crackers too? Score!
Ugh, just in time, Traveler. It's so stifling in here. I was just about to go outside to get some air.
It's the same temperature outside. Anyway, how was the trip here?
Pretty smooth.
To be honest, I also didn't expect this many people to show up. A third of this amount is more than enough for my plan.
Yeah, why do
I
you
need to ask them
everyone
about
here?
you, gather their thoughts and hopes. That will help the formation of your ancient name. Oh, you brought the Pilgrim's Chronicle, right? Yeah, let me take a look. Okay. The progress looks good. We have enough people, so let's get started.
Sorry I'm late.
Chaska showing up late for something? That's a first.
I had to follow a group of monsters further than expected. When I got back, I heard about what you did for my tribe. Thank you.
We really don't deserve most of the credit. It's good everything worked out.
Okay, let's save the pleasantries for later. Everyone's here, so let's get started. Alright, let me remind everyone what's going to happen. I need each of you to stand before the Pilgrim's Chronicle and share your stories about the Traveler. Your words will be recorded and become a part of the Traveler's ancient name.
Nope.
Alright, then to start things off...
Hold on. Remember what we discussed?
Oh, right, I almost forgot. Traveler, Paimon, you can't be here for this part.
Huh? But why?
I need people's true thoughts and feelings. It's best if the subject in question isn't involved.
That makes sense.
It's much more difficult to express those feelings to someone's face. People get shy in those situations. It's just how it is.
You're right. Just like when Paimon doesn't have enough more to pay for her meal, but she's too embarrassed to tell the Traveler, so she has to make up some excuse.
Paimon, that isn't the same.
So basically you want us to leave the Pilgrim's Chronicle here and wait nearby?
Oh, don't worry. This shouldn't take long.
We appreciate it.
Everything Shilonen said made sense, but did you see St. Lolly's reaction back there? She was definitely the one who decided we should leave.
Yeah, there's something
Staying
going
out
on.
here is just making Paimon even more curious about what everyone's gonna say. Anyway, you're gonna have an ancient name soon. Ooh, that's so exciting! Feels like we've been in Natlan for quite a while already, doesn't it?
And we've been traveling together even longer.
You're right! If only Paimon could say a few things about you in there.
Well, looks like you're about to have that chance.
Shilonen, is everything all set?
Almost. We're just missing one last thing. You've been by the Traveler's side the longest, Paimon. We need to hear what you have to say.
But Paimon's not from Natlan.
Oh, it doesn't matter. As a Traveler's companion, your contributions are extremely important. You're the perfect person to finish the story.
She's right,
Sorry,
you know.
Traveler. I just need to borrow Paimon for a second. It should be quick.
Okay, just know that I can't hit the pause button while she's not here. That did take longer than
Paimon
expected.
gave us a lot, and I mean a lot of information. I'm not even sure the Lord of the Night managed to get all of it.
Well, we've been to 6 nations already.
She's right.
Here, you can have the Pilgrim's Chronicle back. I'll need it when I forge the name, but you can continue your adventures in the meantime. And when the time comes, I will forge you an ancient name unlike anything that's come before, so that you, Moika, and Natlan as a whole can finally put an end to this endless war.
You know, this was a nice interlude. I enjoyed it. It was short and sweet. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll need the Pilgrim's Chronicle back when I'm ready to forge the name. If there are still adventures you want to record, better finish them before then. I hope everything will go well. I swear, even I'm starting to feel nervous now.
I guess we ought to do some world quests then. Tell you what, we've got time before the stream carries on, and the game says we need to wait 2 days before the next chunk of the main story can happen. So how about we finish up the Scions of the Canopy storyline and see what else we can get done before the ancient name needs to be forged. Wouldn't want to miss important story stuff after all. We're helping now. If I remember rightly, we're helping out with a ritual here, but there's a very good chance that the Elder is plotting to kill an ancient slumbering Saurian that the tribe takes care of. The same one that we fight as a boss, I believe, in fact.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned. Did you have a good rest?
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Glad to hear it.
We're not hiding anything, we
Things
promise.
are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including the chief. They all speak very favorably of you. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need to move with the times.
Plus, Kanish doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So now, it's time for us to discuss the finer details of the ceremony. We covered the fire-lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of the Mountain King. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. I'm sure you won't have any problems. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel, the longer the Mountain King will remain asleep.
I sense some lying.
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. That's the only reason why we have to perform the ceremony on a regular basis. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss. And you seemed to wield the sacred flame quite effortlessly yesterday. With your help, I'm optimistic that this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body.
Traveler?
So
yeah,
this
got
doesn't
it.
faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. That's really all you need to know. The ceremony is in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you got to know some of our people. And if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there, that would be even better.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people. And as a mighty hero, I truly believe that's what you deserve.
And I truly believe you're full of shit, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Days, so if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Seems like Kanich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Certainly sensible.
Huh, you're here.
Kanich, Elder Trinidad said that...
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duty as chief.
If you were busy, you were busy. No trouble.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as flame bearers for the upcoming Turnfire Night. However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain King's safety.
Exactly.
Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage. the source of our pride, and the center of our faith. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter.
Well, I'm inclined to honor your request because you've been honest with us.
Though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by your words. There are 3 days left before the ceremony. I hope they will bring you clarity.
So, Kanichi, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this. Kanichi, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the flame bearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword. The whole Mora thing was just a sneaky excuse.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid.
What would you suggest?
I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it!
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about How. He's completely unhinged.
He always is.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for bad behavior. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a How, he said you two were investigating some Abyss thing together.
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss, too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. That's where those purple dogs were coming from. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living, but without posing a threat to the tribe.
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy. Would it really work?
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period inside the rift could make the Mountain King's condition worse. Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is causing in our tribe for yourselves, and believe me, it's been a long time coming. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive, whatever happens.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and heritage.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares about now and into the future.
And I can
he has
respect
every
him for
right
that.
to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past, but making your kin pay the price for it? No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. How do you actually intend to find one of these beastly rifts? Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
That is true. But it's not
think I know a
impossible,
way.
I imagine.
You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own ends isn't gonna end well.
Never does, but we can
After all,
try.
the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place.
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, it cost him dearly. The Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will be stuck in a stalemate.
Alright, so what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly experts on exploiting abyssal power.
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there'll be a gift for you in return.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say.
Okay, how do we keep
Just
people
keep
away?
doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that we have a new flame bearer. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon the beastly rift. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King into his new home.
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Lina nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it? Have you thought about what you'd do then?
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side.
Oh, so you want to pull
The
a
tribe needs leaders
Sasuke?
like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
We can try.
For sure. And who knows, maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. I'm sure everyone will be swept off their feet when they meet our new flame bearer. Good luck to us both.
Kenichi's deal complete. We then advance time by a day and continue with the quest. Can't hurt.
Many.
Oh, while I'm here though, never hurts to have more of those.
Follow the.
Just got a message from Moika. She says to meet her at the speaker's chamber tomorrow. Does that mean your ancient name is ready to be forged? Let's get some good rest today. We need to be at our best for this special moment. Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
Least we can do.
Oni, how can you call the Mountain King a monster?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nana.
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all. He's been hurt by the Abyss.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all of us.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Look, it's a difficult situation. It's a difficult situation, and both of you are arguing over it for a very reasonable reason.
About the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe, but not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and you just have to accept it and move forward. As of today, our friendship is over. There's no going back. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have some great news to tell you. The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night. He's gonna do a beautiful ceremony and cure the Mountain King's illness for good.
What? Really?
That's the
So
plan.
that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs. Probably just as good as Kanich.
Wait, speaking of Kanich, where even is that guy?
Oh yeah, good question. Is he not coming to the ceremony anymore?
We're fully in for him.
We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to give you both a piece of his mind.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before. I can't afford to make such a bad first impression.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurians with you. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kanich, I'm sorry, Toba. I'm sorry for all the mean things I said about the Mountain King. Dad just really misses Nana, and I was really upset that she's gone, too.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon, Kanich, and for Nana. I'm sorry too, Huni.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again! Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I say it to someone else, and not you. I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire Night. Let's play again some other time. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then. See you next time.
I'd say we did an alright job of defusing that situation.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before.
Times are changing and this is difficult.
Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all.
That's what we're shooting
Come on,
for.
let's move on.
Now, if I'm not mistaken... Let's take a little look. I'm kind of curious what's in here. And the one down here is our journey to the ancient city, I think. Yeah. Because while we were in the Cinder City, we also collected this.
Huh? What's going on over there? Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too!
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe these days. I thought everyone would be keeping away.
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be a little dangerous.
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an outsider?
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person.
Well, isn't this a coincidence?
What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. Well, this is a nice surprise. It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flamebearer since I'm not taking part this time around. Then suddenly, there you are. Must be my lucky day.
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come? You're not an outsider too, are you?
You must be joking. Watch this.
Okay then.
Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame. Been doing it a few years. Always gets the ladies out to watch.
Oh, very impressive. So why'd you quit?
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life not long ago. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst themselves. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what? Now's as good a time as any to get away for a little while. Go do some exploring.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the Canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, the only way is forwards. We take pride in that. I won't forget my roots.
So what's your plan for the next step?
I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent quality relic, and they'll make me a member.
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
We've worked with them, Paimon.
You've never heard of it? It's a group
Goddamn
of
time
amateur history
displacement.
enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and remnants from that age. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian civilization?
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes with a huge hidden cost.
Really? That sounds ominous.
Who knows? But if it's true, Kanich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that doesn't benefit him. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in some kind of Saurian-era contract ritual.
Whereabouts was
Does
it?
that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use it as my entry ticket to the association. But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. The best laid plans, huh? I'll just have to wait and see if things improve.
We could go take a picture.
Or, you look like you know your way around a fight. I don't suppose there's any chance you'd be able to help?
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right?
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Piece of cake.
It's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this is nothing.
Pyro Archon above, you two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels of the Night Kingdom, and it wouldn't burn a single hair off your head. Of course it is. All right, come with me. I'll show you the way.
And there we go. We'll just go ahead and grab that. And then we should be good to continue with main story stuff, I think. I mainly just wanted to finish this up since I started it.
There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see, the place is crawling with monsters.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This could get dangerous. We'll take care of them.
Great minds think alike. I'm not about to cramp your style.
It's a few rift hounds. They're not scary at this point.
One with nature.
Especially after what Natlan as a whole went through the other, well, last stream in fact.
Going in! Let's ride! Try and stop me! Pyroclastic surge!
See, nothing we can't handle.
Clouds high. The birds come!
Settle down. An oversight on my part. the mighty be humbled.
Especially when we can just do this. And a quick heal cancel, and we're back at full health.
That should be the last of them. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall. This looks more like someone with a paintbrush got bored and started doodling.
It's still a nice picture,
Does
though.
match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. So, is that supposed to be what an ancient contract ritual looked like? Whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just photograph it.
I don't have the camera equipped. I was not prepared. Oh, I can just do this. I should have taken a step back. Still, what would I do? Is would I complete this quest, like I said? Yeah, deal with whatever Tigno's plan is, and then we should be good to go.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck was bad.
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for it.
What seems to be the situation?
Is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Pyro Archon above, you two are superhumans. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers, and they're tough as nails.
We do all right.
Wait, are you the Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that you're gonna be our flame bearers this Turnfire night.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir.
It's nice to put a name to a face.
Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them.
Really? All I want is to get the fruits of my labor back.
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turnfire. Unfortunately, the book was stolen by a treasure hoarder a few hours ago.
We can handle that in no
I spent years of my
time.
life researching that book. I visited every last ruin, interviewed every descendant of every hero in our history. On the word Malipo alone, I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning based on accounts from different villages.
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk.
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If
We were ready to help you the second we heard you'd been robbed. Go for it.
I don't know if he's still there, but...
Huh. Right under the soles of the canopy, eh? Shouldn't be too hard to get here.
Hey! You thieving rat!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first into a tree hollow.
Dare you to try.
Oh, what's this? Brought a little bodyguard with you, huh? Eat dirt, suckers!
So his brilliant plan was...
Hey, you good? Let's chase him down.
He really did just pocket sand us and then run. Unfortunately, we have superpowers.
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't run any longer. Please. I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Where did you
Well,
put
where
it?
is it then?
I...
You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty... All that time lying in wait was for nothing.
Is that really the truth?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon it's the truth. May all my worldly possessions be turned to ash by Turnfire if I'm lying.
Okay, that's a pretty strong oath. What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth.
We go back, we see if we can find
Nobody
it.
gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back then.
We also tie him up and hand him over to the authorities. Paimon.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytzatlan, it always comes with the more ominous implication of eventual tragedy. This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died of non-natural causes, as if the specter of the Turnfire was always lurking in the background. This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name-bearer, examining their actions, and eventually demanding payment in return. None can escape this payment, unless, perhaps, they could honestly swear by Turnfire to never make a single mistake in their entire life. Yupanki's Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. I can't believe it was just lying there for me to take. Let me see, the author is... Ponche. Nice. A gentleman and a scholar.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer your droning voice no longer.
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing such rich historical records?
Joy? What joy is there in this pointless drivel?
It's pretty interesting,
Well,
how
it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe that's the price you pay for the name that means price?
What? You're saying Kenichi will die a violent death? So I'll finally get to take over his body? When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula demands to know!
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us Abyss Order folks look like saints in comparison.
You really do. At least if you're being honest.
To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula is sheer vanity. And if that day ever comes, oh, your doom will soon follow.
You don't need to lecture me about Doomsday. Here's what I know, based on countless historical texts. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms, to heavenly thrones, to worlds beyond, there are no exceptions. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the confines of time. That dust is what we call a civilization's spirit. And you, great Kahula How, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of that age still remain inside you.
You're going to get your hand bitten off. You know, just a hunch.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript anywhere.
Does that mean all of my hard work was for nothing?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact.
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night is because I hoped that maybe it might help us find a way through these trying times. But now, well, not exactly. But I thought my research might at least be a starting point.
All the more reason we need to find
So
it.
what did you find out in your research?
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Malipo.
Panche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power. Symbolic power doesn't count.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case. Given that it first arose in the era of the first Pyro Archon, it might contain remnants of Shibalanke's power.
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff by your age.
I'm not talking about childhood superstitions here. There is evidence.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. But there's more to it than that. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the cost of his own life. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer, not shorter, after being contaminated by the Abyss?
He has a really good point.
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the Hilly?
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange. It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom. And now, it awaits the call of its new bearer.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Panche, but you seem to be getting a little overexcited.
And more
I'm
importantly,
sorry.
it seems your memory is
I
fully
was originally planning
intact.
on presenting my findings to Kanich. I'd hoped he would be attending the upcoming ceremony.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kanich, what are you doing here?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now a good time?
Kanich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but you have to attend the Turnfire Night.
So Mr. Panche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire, and thinks he might have found a way for you to solve the problem.
I'll be there, Panche. Let's go.
It's possible that Ponche, as I often do, has come to the wrong conclusion but with all of the right evidence. That's
Here, we'll
the
do.
nature of theorizing, of course.
Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our plan come Turnfire Night.
Sounds like you're not considering Ponche's idea.
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with concrete steps to follow.
Yet. Are you saying you think he might actually be onto something?
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the Abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it was just out of loyalty to his friend. Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the Malipo name, it makes sense to me.
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight face?
It's his thing.
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered. It took some time to piece it all together. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The truth is even darker. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame.
What? Then what should we do? Should we grant him his wish?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't afford to have any more.
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain.
Then let's break for the day.
Okay, we test Kanichi's solution, and then we hope that we stumble across that book. It certainly seems that Ahau is up to something. I'm not entirely convinced Ahau is as evil as he pretends to be. And that gives me the distinct impression that, well, it just makes me think we're likely to find something to help the Mountain King if we keep looking. I already had a fast travel point, luckily. I think I came down here looking for something a while ago.
You're here. Very punctual.
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come crawling back. Very well. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula shall grant you the audience that you seek. Now pucker up and kiss our feet.
Kanichi, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever!
Wasn't a very good teacher.
No one gets to discipline the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula. No one!
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Is that a compliment?
It is.
Yeah. I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kanichi! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her to the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula? Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy! Destroy your reputation! Wreak havoc on your...
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss Ahau in there for a couple of days.
With
Not the worst idea.
You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The rift towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift for ourselves. You'll find out soon enough. First, let's try this out.
Ah, okay, so it's the Abyss Order guy you've been bartering with Ahau. Probably.
They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Kind of bears a resemblance to an Abyss Anchor, in a way.
Into the wind.
Or a pylon, rather.
Rise with the sun! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Hey, Kanichi, did you try constructing additional pylons?
Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kanichi? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and over-delivered.
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. I made a promise to the great Kahula, and now I'm here to seize your body for his use. Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal. Cue bad guy speech and drawn-out death sequence.
Wow, you really are trope savvy. I kinda like you.
Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, Mr. Kanichi, this is not what we agreed on.
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, so I thought he might be of use to you. But it looks like you've already met.
Yeah, we've met.
Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling up in your eyes as you say the words, "It's good to see you again, old friend."
I mean, we can do that. Give me 5 minutes, we'll go again.
Ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many romance novels.
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then, time for you to meet the new me. This time, please call me Sanka.
Toonie and Toba into telling you a bunch of stories.
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside that counts. And I've shown you the deepest parts of me.
The masochistic parts?
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy?
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before, but...
Wait, of course! You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity!
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more low stakes. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books. You really think a benchwarmer like me is capable of more than that?
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happens to be in the area. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some historical research.
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be an opportune moment to whisk away his body. That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula How. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire, and this is the price I have to pay. But I don't understand. What did I do wrong?
I mean, you did trick those two kids.
Wait, does that count?
How? You are the worst of the worst!
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How is a partner to no one.
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant.
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective, Mr. Enjo.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise, we might as well change our name from the Abyss Order to the Abyss Boarding School.
You are fun to talk
Abysmal
to.
disorder would suit you better. Kanish! Dispose of him!
Traveler?
Hey now, I may be a lowly clerk, but don't underestimate me. I could never beat you in a straight-up fight, but when it comes to running away, I won't lose to anyone. Do me a favor, and remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then you'll show me a little respect next time.
Darn! He got away again!
It's alright. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people. I'm sure they'll keep him busy.
I'm sure they will.
If you say so. Still, Paimon's kinda surprised that you actually struck a deal with someone from the Abyss Order.
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it the Abyss Order or anything else, it's a broad generalization at best. Think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different stages of ripening. Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully grown can still be brewed into a fine wine. Everything has its use.
Huh. Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple. Not rotten to the core, at least.
He's interested in history and pretty damn treacherous, but
Kahula How is rotten to the core and evil beyond redemption.
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely the evilest little thing Paimon's ever met.
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly.
because of the contract.
You could say that.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a terrible cost attached.
Such as a How watching me like a ravenous vulture?
Vulture? Vulture? We are the Dragon Supreme! Sovereign ruler of the Nation of Flame!
Let's pick
Pretty
this
sure
up
you're
another
not
time.
the Pyro
It's
Dragon,
getting
but
kinda
whatever.
late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night. Time to light the sacred flame and burn away the filth for a legendary 500-year-old warrior.
Oh yeah, hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little nervous. For all the work we've put in, it all comes down to tomorrow night. We have to make sure we solve this problem once and for all.
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. Good luck
Good
to
luck
us
to us
both.
both.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, hey, Ganich.
What happened to getting some rest? The house piqued your interest, huh? It's true that he's a relic from an earlier Saurian age, but since we're bound to each other by a contract, you can see him as my companion for now. I know he can be awful, but don't worry. As long as I'm still around, he can't do that much damage. That's a key part of the contract. The How has to obey my orders and lend me his power for as long as I live. And after I die, a How gets control of my body. Crazy, isn't it? That was probably the first time I really appreciated what it meant to pay a price. Then once I signed the contract, I received the ancient name Malipo. But that's a whole other story. We can get into it another time if you're interested.
Oh, don't tease me with lore like this. It's so important. Anyway.
Melusines are beautiful.
Okay, I timed that wrong. We need to go to about here.
They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to be friendly.
It shall now be the last Turnfire night. You know, except that it probably won't be.
Full throttle!
I love the movement in Natlan. It's so much fun.
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear that you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has nothing but praise for you.
We didn't do that
Many
much.
young people have heard the rumors too.
Well, they won't have to wait for long. It's almost time for the ceremony. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly. Seems like a lot of people have been worrying about it, huh?
Haha, well, it's nearly time. So, if you're ready...
Okay, well, I have a party that works for this, so let's head off.
Off we go!
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days. I hope you'll allow us to thank you properly after tonight's ceremony.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task. No need to make extra work for yourselves on our account.
If it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too great to bear.
A resolution will come in due course, but every great fire starts as a tiny spark. We must take it one step at a time.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief. But it's been far too long since we've seen a real step forward. Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last Turnfire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make it back in time.
That may be so, but still...
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kanich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers as the previous Flamebearer.
Very well, but make it quick.
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with you yet?
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but, Paimon seems to have forgotten them?
What a surprise! The flying ant has an ant-sized brain.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar. Then the ceremony is complete.
Okay, easy.
That sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back to it. You have to keep moving forward. or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, you won't receive the blessing of the Turnfire, and you'll have to start over. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
Okay. Looks like there's only 9 to light.
What about you?
I'll be with you the whole way. And once you've lit the altar, I'll start summoning the rift. You can leave that side of things to me. Just focus on your part.
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
Ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe you should say hi before you start. Might make you less nervous. Just tell the chief when you're ready.
Mr. Traveler, you look so cool today! You're gonna make sure the Mountain King never threatens us again, right? I believe in you.
I spotted a small dialogue glitch there.
Mr. Traveler, you're finally here!
Although I'd hoped for the Malipo name-bearer to perform this ceremony, that was never anything to do with you, so please don't take it personally. I got thinking last night, and I realized if the lesson of Malipo is to look forwards, then I should accept that my book is gone and start anew. Besides, I'll have even more to write about this time, given this will be our first Turnfire ceremony featuring a flame bearer from another land. I'll be taking detailed notes.
I look forward to it.
Mr. Traveler, you got this.
Maybe we can read it when you're done.
Mighty Outlanders, the time has finally come. Please remember, you must cleanse as much abyssal energy as you can. This is... I am sure you have what it takes.
I just wish you'd be honest with me. I get why you aren't, but... whatever.
How are you doing? Is all in order?
Yeah, we're good today.
I'm counting on you. Don't forget what we talked about. By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on. My brothers and sisters, the time has come to light the fire once again, and let the Turnfire night shine bright in Hoytzitlan.
We obtain the kindling, we get closer to Yggdrasil, we follow the order, we don't turn back. Easy.
Go get the sacred flame. Nicely done. Off to a good start.
I'm sure we can manage this.
Great stuff.
Ooh, slipped a little there, but I got this.
You're over halfway. Keep it up.
Piece of cake.
Impressive. Just one more to go.
And it's the big one.
Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead.
From here, we just go down. I love how you can see that some of this area might have been formed by an impact causing cracks in the ground. Just the way the rivers and the waterfalls flow towards certain cliffs. It's interesting.
Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave.
Okay. Shouldn't be a problem.
Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first.
Okay. That seems like something I can do. We head down here, we collect that, and we spit it at that. Yeah, a nice little thing. At least my aim is pretty good this time. Haven't missed anything, so where's the next one? Well, that's not helpful. It's intensely not helpful. It's telling me it's up there. But I don't... Oh. Okay, I'm just an idiot, don't worry about it. Yep. Sure looks like something I'd miss.
There's the altar of the Sacred Flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Yeah. We light each torch in a concentric circle, just like what we did outside. No, concentric isn't the right word, is it? Or am I just an idiot?
Woohoo! We've lit up the final altar! That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago. He's very powerful.
Paimon can tell. He is huge.
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony.
There's no need this time.
Hmm?
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of this?
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Waina, Elder Trinidad, this is about to get a little dangerous. You should step back.
What do you think you're doing?
Solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by rift hounds?
No, stop! We can't let that happen!
Foolish Locust! Can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King into the beastly rift!
But...
I'm sorry, Chief Wyna and Elder Trinidad. This is the only way.
Can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination.
We are not letting him die.
Okay, I see what this is.
Ugh, you imbecile! What have you done?
Oh no! The device is destroyed!
You forced my hand!
Elder Trinidad! What are you doing?
No! The Mountain King is waking up! He will cause even more casualties!
Everyone, out! Now!
It seems there is only one way to awaken you all from your willful blindness. More sacrifices must be made.
I was this close to being on your side, kinda, before you pulled that stunt. We found a solution that worked for both of you, and you ruined it.
Take me, O Mountain King! Take me as your next sacrifice!
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
That goddamn idiot. We had a solution, you moron.
Don't turn back. Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. I can use those against him. Yeah, that's it.
It's fine. Shoot! I can't afford any more bandages.
Get out of here!
We'll make this work.
Everybody stand back!
One with nature. Let's ride.
Try and...
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
I knew we'd have to fight it. I was hoping it wouldn't be because some idiot pulled a stunt. I'm legitimately quite upset about that. That was really stupid.
One with nature.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
The tides beckon.
Let's ride.
Full throttle!
But at least I found my rhythm again now.
Into the wind.
I can make this work.
Light up the blazing sun! Rev the engines! I'm going in!
Wish I didn't have to make that work, but...
What do we do? We can't open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end to White's at launch shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kangamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
How the hell did you do that? I mean, I'm happy, but...
Whew. Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh?
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his body, but we believe he'll survive.
Well, he's an idiot,
Guess
so...
that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk-taker?
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown.
Okay, but he did just try to kill us all. He could have killed us all. I just want to make that abundantly clear.
He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it, but the shell appears to insulate him against the influence of abyssal power. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy from seeping in and infecting him. We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred flame, similar to the way burned wood becomes charcoal. I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the Mountain King directly into the sacred flame before.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable.
Wow, that's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was a Turnfire night like none other in our history. Because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends. A great transparent ball of fire. And that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
So somehow that was the Turnfire.
So that was the real Turnfire?
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a concept in our legends. I cannot answer that question. If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name.
Ah, so Kinich then.
We can go visit him. There's no harm in that. Yeah, I think we should just dive in from up top. That seems like something we should do. Oh, we don't even need to because he's on the surface.
Hey, Kinich!
Hey yourselves. You two doing okay after yesterday?
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death when you rushed into the fire.
Sorry. I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burned alive.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the almighty Dragon Lord Kahulahow die of laughter?
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power.
Kinich, when you went into the flames, were you intending to,
Intending to what?
do the same thing as Burkina?
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping the Mountain King alive, not on what it would cost. But now I'm curious. What made you think I was going to sacrifice myself?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king last night. And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right?
So you've heard that rumor too. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened yesterday was a first for me, too.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably no one in the world who does.
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the Mountain King summoned it himself.
The Mountain King? Then...
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain what you want. It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose the latter option. For Burkina and for the tribe. That's the price he paid.
Alright, so how is the Mountain King doing now?
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he didn't respond.
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost its mind. The lights are on, but nobody is home. Its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss. But time has been less kind to its soul.
But we saw him come back to his senses yesterday.
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked. As you humans would say, it went out with a bang.
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the that's why he doesn't have time to chat with us.
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us, remember?
But he ended up being completely useless.
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides, we're friends now. You don't know us anything.
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't in good conscience accept it for free. So, promise me, if you need anything in the future, you'll come to me. For you, I'll do anything.
I'm not sure there could be a better gift.
So, in the end, only poor little Huni got the sad ending?
Yeah, everyone's happy except me.
Huni, it'll be okay. Your dad will get better soon.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face. But it was all the Mountain King's fault.
Huh?
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you promise not to fight, Uncle Sanka will tell you a story. Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the Turnfire after last time. All right, I'll just get to the point. Do you know what Uncle Sanka loves the most about your people?
What?
Your extreme sports.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. I believe you call it bungee jumping? It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the heck out of me. So, I introduced myself to the jumper, we made friends, and I even helped treat her wounds.
Oh, such a nice friend.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe, so we had to part ways for a while. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned, scolded, and nearly given away as a gift. Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer, I thought. But in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful memories in the past. I even managed to reunite with my friend.
Is that it?
The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right? Yeah, we've heard that one millions of times. Sorry, Uncle Sanka, but you're not cut out to be a teacher.
Very smart, Huni, but not quite smart enough. What I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed, but she really missed her family. So, I thought you might like to see her too. She's right behind you. Turn around and see.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling for that one again.
Oh, damn. I guess some things really do work out. Anyway, now that we've cleared that up, I'm going to take a little break. I'll probably be back tonight with more Genshin Impact, but if I'm not, I'll probably see you at the weekend. Busy week ahead, so this is my last night where I'll really be able to stream for a little bit.
To the discerning palate.
Either way, I hope to see you guys
is
soon.
Crisp and pure,
Thank you
while
for
water
watching.
from Liyue